Hello, this is Brian Bracken, and welcome to this video. We're going to share a little bit about SEO and how we can actually add that to our posts and pages. So the first thing that we need to do to start with our SEO is let's create, say for instance, a post. And then we're going to add new. It's important to know a little bit about SEO when you're creating first a title, because that's the start of your SEO. Well, let's think about this a little bit. I have a blog that's called 300 Clicks Marketing System. Now we want to promote 300 Clicks Marketing System. So what we'd want to do is we want to then make a post called 300 Clicks Marketing System something. But we have to remember that we can only use so many characters in the title. Otherwise, it'll be truncated. So what we're going to do is try to make an article that's called 300 Clicks Marketing System Get Higher Profits. The next thing that we would need to do is we would need to take this information, because our keywords here are going to be clicks, 300 Clicks Marketing System, and then higher profits. We'll have that in the first sentence. Once we have that in the first sentence, we're going to then put a little bit more to it so that it's not a total copy of the title. So here I just put in something simple like 300 Clicks Marketing System, Get Higher Profits, the best system on the web. Now that's not necessarily the best sentence for SEO, but it gives you an idea. Now a number of things that we need to know about SEO is that using different types of H tags makes a difference. Using things such as bolding. So in other words, we want to bold this. We click there, bold. So what it is, a search engine is going through and looking for things that would make this relevant to your blog, to your page, to your post, or whatever. Another thing that helps with SEO is adding some media. Let's add a picture. Now let's select maybe that wheel there, okay? And I'll make it full size. We'll insert it in the post. Now right there, there is no SEO value for this wheel. It doesn't mean anything. What we can do though is if we edit the alternative text, what we're trying to highlight are the words 300 clicks, marketing system, and profits. So what I did for the alternative text was I put in the main keywords that I wanted to highlight. That would be the 300 clicks marketing system and then profits. And then what I would do is I'd update this. We've added in the alternative text and click update. Now this image has been optimized for my title, and we'll just center this up. Just makes it look better. Another thing is, remember I mentioned about the tags? We have header tags, so the H tags. Each one of these would be giving priority. The header tag 1, you want it specifically for things such as the keywords that you want to highlight. So you want to use it for the keywords you want to highlight. This would be a secondary, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And since want to continue to use the different tags for highlighting. As we continue to build, you'll see that this is the Yoast SEO plugin. As we continue to build it, we'll see that we don't have enough content here to get good analysis. And two, we want to enter in the focus. And you can see here, we've got information. We can actually change our SEO title tag. Here's our slug. We have to watch the size of the slug. We have to watch the size of the title. We can also put in a meta tag description, and we have to also watch the length of that. We can put a length probably of about 150 characters or something like that for the meta description. We want to type in here the focus keywords because that will show what we're looking for. You'll notice that some of the things will start changing color once we have actually the focus keywords that we want to focus on specifically for this poster page. Okay, so that's what we're going to be focusing on. Notice here now we're starting to get some green ones. We have actually an orange button. It gives you a suggestion. These give suggestions on what you need to do to laser target this page for SEO. So notice here the focus keyword appears in the URL for this page, which is true because that's the name of the website, 300 clicks marketing. Plus, you notice here we have, you've never used this focus keyword before. Very good. What they're talking about here is that the focus keyword hasn't been used on other pages. Readability still will be really bad because we don't have enough words in there for readability. and they can't analyze much more. We can actually do set up for an advanced follow, no follow. It really depends on what you want to do with this. You can actually do a number of other things like robot indexing and so forth. And right now you can see that the content optimization is red, which means it's really, really bad. So what we want to do is try to make this into the green section. That means that we need to use our keyword in the body of the text so many times. Now I'm going to try to write something. The problem is an effective article does take time to write. Okay, so now what we're going to look at is we're going to save the draft of this page because I added a few more words and things. So once that's saved, we'll look at now the Yoast settings. Notice here under keyword, we've added quite a few more green items. We can see that the keyword density is now 1.6, and I think the max you want to be is around 4 or 5% with the keyword density. The focus keyword appears to be in the first paragraph of the copy, and that's very important. Plus, then we have focus keyword appears in the URL, which is obvious. We've never used this particular keyword before, which is good. And then now notice here, though, we have a few suggestions. The text contains only 186 words. This is below the recommended minimum of 300 words. Add more content that is relevant for the topic. So again, that's very important to have a relevant topic. It says here, no meta description has been specified. Search engines will display copy from the page instead of the meta description. We'd want to actually put in a meta description, and we have a couple of other suggestions. And then we click over on readability. Notice here the text does not contain any subheadings. Add at least one subheading. So basically what they want to do is we'll click in here and say something like this is a subheading, and we'll just make it bold and make it maybe header 4. And what we'll do to be able to see this is we'll save it as a draft again. And let's see if that's changed. Notice now that the subheading warning is gone, but now we have other warnings that popped up. What's really good about Yoast is it actually tells you how to write and organize your page or your post. Now let's edit this snippet here. We're going to change the title. We'll just change the title to 300 Clicks Marketing System Get Higher Profits. Notice now, as you type, you can see how many characters basically you have left. Now that would be the same as for the meta description. Now you can just copy this section here for a meta description or create your own. What I'll do is copy this just to show you how many characters you do have. Notice now I have too many characters. It's red. So let's see how many we have to delete here. Notice after I typed in this, it was one too many character. If we backspace and take out the S, that's how many characters that we can have in the meta description. So just remember that as you're working away. Under the meta description, if you don't type in enough characters, it also highlights that point. And if you type in the right amount of characters, notice this turns green. So what you want to do is you want to round out the number of characters specifically for this meta description. Okay, we're going to close it. And you can see here that we've got it set up, 300 Clicks Marketing System, Get Higher Profits. And then we have in the meta description, 300 Clicks Marketing System, Get Higher Profits, the best system on the web. Now that could be added to because we want to use the full number of characters that we can. Let's save this draft, and you'll see that as we continue to do that, we're going to get more and more green dots. So now we still have to add in approximately 109 words. The meta description is under 100 characters long. However, we want to have it higher. So they want to have it up to 156 characters. So that's this particular area here. This is the meta description. And then it says you have not used the focus keyword in any subheading such as an H2 tag. Again, see, notice we have a subheading and it says, yes, I like the fact that you have a subheading, but we need to now add an H2 tag. So let's put in the 300. So we have the keyword in this subheading, and we're going to add it as an H2 tag. Now let's then save the draft again, and let's look at the dots and see how many more have turned green. Notice now we're getting more and more dots that are green, and notice here now that keyword density is 2%, and we have a focus keyword appears in one out of the two subheadings. While not a major ranking factor, it is beneficial. And two, so as we see, we're actually becoming more and more acceptable. Notice the stoplight now has actually turned green, which means the content is being optimized. Now, as we continue to optimize it, you'll find that the search engines will love this much more. And make sure that when you're creating a blog post or a blog page, make sure that your content is unique. Remember, content is king when it comes to SEO value. And then let's look at the readability. Notice that the copy score now is up. We've got a green. So we can see that we still continue to receive suggestions to give us more information about how we can optimize this web page or post by using Yoast SEO. So as you can see, it's very interesting to use. And as we continue to modify this page, we want to get this green also if we can, and SEO is good. As you continue to create your blog post or your blog page, you'll find that it will get to be better all the time. As you create your article within your blog post or your blog page, you'll find that as you become green in these two locations, your SEO value will raise up. Now, a couple of other things that would be of benefit is using a featured image. It's not high on the priority list of SEO, but a lot of times the featured images are used. So let's click this featured image. Here's our feature image showing up. Then it would be good to add another 101 words at least. We have to create the meta description longer. We need to put in some links. So we would like to link to something that would be appropriate. So if you're linking to another site, make sure the site has the same theme as what your page is. Or if it's internal, link it to an internal page that also highlights this particular post. And here now it's saying that the page title is too short, suggesting that we do some other things to our page title. Hopefully this video has helped you out a little bit to learn about some minor points of SEO and how to use the Yoast SEO plugin.